Hey, Stoney here with another game of Mechabellum. This is potentially the final round of the weekend tournament European. I am joined by Clint Leewood here, and this is a game between Lord Klein and Dorgon. And Lord Klein is going with aerial specialist up against Dorgon as a cost control specialist. Now, we've seen some pretty good games so far, and how do you feel about this one, Clint?
Yeah, I mean, initial feelings, right? Aerial spec with crawler sledge used to be one of the best drafts in the game back in the boat meta days. I still think it's an incredibly strong draft. But on the other side, right? Um, two packs of phoenixes can easily, DPS their way through a pack of wasps. And the early rounds I think are going to go to Dorgan, but we'll see how that swings around. Dorgon did lose last round to some really inspiring worm, wasp, wraith, steel ball play. Um, so let's see if he's able to shake it off and get it in. How do you feel about the opening drafts? Who do you give the early rounds to?
I'm not too confident with cost control, especially in a tourney game.
Sure.
I always feel like whoever picks cost control loses that game. It's been my experience as well, but maybe he can get it to work. I mean, with cost control, you just have to get really aggressive early on with the extra 100 supply. Like, don't be afraid to drop down missiles. Don't be afraid to use shield bubbles. Like, early shield bubbles, not a lot of people use it because a lot of pros is like, oh, don't waste your money on devices. But early
Hmm.
shield bubbles are surprisingly powerful. Like, take this round for example. There's just not enough damage to DPS down a shield bubble, right?
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
And if you got that extra 100 supply, why not use it?
No, that's fair. Something I've been seeing recently and I've been playing around with is cost control specialists will take the health upgrade from one of the towers early on. Have you messed around with that at all? Do you have any experience with that?
I think that's more of a defensive play. You're trying to get on the
Sure.
even footing. But I don't think cost control should play symmetrically because they're so skewed to one side.
Mm.
I think cost control is it's like when you play a cost control, right? Imagine this is like a RPS and your regular player is like a paladin or a swordsman, someone that's like upstanding. Cost control is your typical
Rogue.
assassin and rogue. You want to be backstabbing all the time, right? You want to find your angles, you want to play dirty, and that's how you play cost control. Because once you put a heavy armor on a rogue, it's a shitty rogue. You don't want to do that, right?
Yeah, he's just clinking around in the dark, like, hey, I'm not
Yeah.
very sneaky there, buddy. Interesting pickup from Dorgan here. He went mass produce wasp on
hmm
cost control.
I like it. I love it. That's how you should be playing cost control. I,
Interesting. I feel like nerfing my units is like strictly just way worse on cost control than other ones, right? But interesting. I've never heard that opinion. Ooh,
Aerial
aerial
spec on the
spectac.
wasp, a big flank on this side as well. So completely shutting down any sort of wasp play coming from Lord Klein. Defending the side as well. So once you shut down any sort of arrow play, then all you gotta kill is this pack of fans and you win the game. Or this round, not the game. Let's see. Let's see if Dorgan can play a nice cost control rogue.
I mean, it looks really good for right now, at least these early rounds.
Oh yeah. The thing with cost control though, right? Even though your units are crappy, when they die or when you win, they do the same amount of damage
That's
to
very
the
true.
H bar. Yeah. So in a way, if you can get enough tempo in the early rounds, just buying cheap units, you can end the round early. Or can end the
Hmm.
game early.
Yeah, I think if I'm Dorgun, I'm slamming this orbital bombardment. I'm not even thinking twice about it. But he goes for electromagnetic impact. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, he's going to slow down the wasp on the left side. Do you think cost control affords you the ability to take certain cards at the beginning of the round more so than other specialists, or do you think orbital bombardment was not a good pickup there?
I agree with you. I think he should have taken Bombard. I think
Yeah.
either bombarding these wasps or even just getting the chaff clear. Very strong. Um, I think the plan here is he's expecting some sort of air spec on his wasp because he is mass produced. So the Lord Klein's wasp will have a range advantage. So 50 versus actually no, mass produced does not reduce your range.
Yeah, I think it's just attack and HP, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay. But he wants to disable this technology and guarantees the tower. So that's why he's doing this. We'll see if it pays off for him because there is a missile, which means these wasps will have to clear the crawlers first, and I don't think they'll do that in time.
Yeah, and there is a chance, right, where once this missile kills these crawlers, and those crawlers on Klein's side are freed up, these wasps will leash and aggro up. It'll not be ideal.
Yeah, and he even missed half of the son of the wasp here. So nope, that plan is not going to work out this turn.
Yeah.
I saw a scorpion somewhere. There it is.
Oh yeah, scorpion into level 2 sledgies with nano repair kit. Goodbye.
Now we're talking. There we go. Wasp is getting focused on the crawlers and then getting picked off by these cheap mass-produced wasps. Very nice.
I feel like if I'm Klein, I'm leaning into the idea of going Wraith, especially since I'm aerial spec.
Wraith would be a good choice. Wraith with range. As long as it can latch onto those wasps, they do a good amount of damage.
Yeah, like my head's thinking like Saber, sell that, like level 2 Wraith with that we would have to sell the sledgehammers. I was thinking the nano repair kit onto the Wraith would be like really, really strong here, but yeah, sure. And sure enough, Lord Klein does unlock Wraith. That makes sense, complete sense to me. Both players go Saber, but it looks like Dorgon is not going to sell it. Whoa!
A few mentions on it, and that unit is unkillable this round.
That's very true.
Fortress.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, that level 5 Sabertooth 2 shots at Fortress. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, so we got Fortress, we got Air Barrage. Really wants to get those wasps down.
2 forts.
2 forts. Please don't put it on this side. Ooh, tough luck. Get 2-shotted, and then the tanks are gonna get 1-shotted. Tough luck.
This is kind of something that you'll hear a lot of people talk about, right? Which is where you want to counter the most amount of stuff that your opponent's placing down with the least amount of stuff on your side. So you basically have 3 units, the Arclight, the Sabertooth, and the Scorpion holding down the entire left, and it's not going to be close. And then 1-1 coming out for Dorgon. I think this is a great timing. Round 4. Yeah. Really solid stuff.
Getting a huge chunk of air units on this side, but I think they'll still lose to the wasp fight. But that's okay. The next volley should get most of these wasps here. Yep. All but 5.
Oh, does the Sabertooth not actually get the latch on?
Sabertooth is not getting a latch on. That is terrible. Now it's up to the Scorpion to do the job. The question is, can the Scorpion do the job? I think not.
I don't think so. I think both towers are going to go down.
Wow, I actually wasn't expecting this outcome. I thought the fortresses were just going to get shot at very quickly.
Maybe with some slight chaff clear issues from Dorgon's side. Senior manufacturing specialist, very strong, especially if you're cost control.
Underground is very strong too. Kind of keep all his units tied up right in the middle, allowing this side to get tower. I would have picked underground. I would get replicate on it. And yeah.
That's sort of where my head goes every time I see underground. Like the question for me is, do I click underground and do I click replicate that turn? But we have a level 2 fort because it killed that
level 2
level
fort
5 Saber
with nano. So that fort is now very difficult to bring down. Very difficult. I don't think there's any unit here. Maybe if the Sabertooth just keeps shooting at it like 6 times, they'll probably kill it. But that's... I think Dorgon needs a lot more chaff. Dorgon is very low on chaff. He's got 2 packs of crawlers, and that's all the chaff he's got.
Yeah, EMP barrage coming out for the Stormcallers. Interesting. So
But
he's going to try to silence these those AA forts.
Yeah, the AA forts. Yeah, he is heavy on the wasps, so as long as he can get rid of those. Ooh, both are level 2. Yeah, this is a rough one. He needs a lot more chaff.
Replicate is going to make things very, very difficult here. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge tempo swing.
Look at this chaff coming in.
Yeah. There's a Sabertooth. Oh!
No!
The Sabertooth.
The Sabertooth.
No!
That's just upsetting. Yeah, yeah.
This is a lot of damage.
Yeah, this Sabertooth hasn't done nearly enough damage this game. So far, has just done under 40,000, where every shot that he does should do 28,000. Yeah. So he hasn't even done 2 shots worth of damage yet. This is very upsetting. I think, yeah, I hope Dorgon realizes just how chaff lacking that he is. Another round with nothing but big units.
Yeah, and this becomes like the awkward part of the calculus here, right? Because I feel like at this point I'm considering selling Sabertooth, but they both go boats. Okay,
both go boats. We got drills for crawlers to go against replicate.
I think that wins, right? I think the rule of thumb is drill beats replicate.
It does, but you don't have much to show for in the end. And this crawler's got level 2, so there'll be an even damage, but this one's going to have more health. And it will still replicate the shit out of this one. I wouldn't mind having fans up here. Just a couple more fans up here. Or even a few arc lights, because you have to stop this onslaught of crawlers.
Boat on a mission from boats to answer the EMP barrage from last round.
Mm-hmm.
And the rule of thumb here, right, is 3 forts with AA, 1 shot an overlord. There's a very strong possibility that these 2 overlords in the middle, the way they're positioned, are going to leash both AA barrages from both sides.
That's true.
The math does not look good for Dorgon in my mind here.
Yeah.
Ground cannon is interesting, though. I don't hate the idea.
Yeah, but he needs serious.
Yeah, see, and this overlord here has a sliver of HP.
Yeah, and it's gone.
And the Sabertooth is dead.
Yeah,
it's a disaster.
Yeah, and nobody can ever kill this fortress this game. Yeah,
I think that's it right there.
Yeah, that might be GG. Oh no, that fort fell, so we might be looking at one more round.
Oh yeah, we have at least one more.
At this point, I think a melting point might be something to consider, but if you go melting point, then you're going to need to worry about some chaff clear. This Sabertooth has really done nothing this round. I will probably just sell it.
It's got to go, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Off it goes.
I think that might be a round or 2 rounds too late, honestly, but we'll see. Klein answers the impact drills with impact drills of his own. Very smart.
Yep. And these are all leveled, which means these callers will not win, which means more callers for Klein.
Yeah, this becomes the difficult part with having crawlers on the flank like this. If they get matched with replicated,
yeah, pretty much.
Really weird.
Yeah, and because these are level 2, the wasp don't even one-shot them. They have to shoot quite a few shots. So this flank is just feeding crawlers. Yeah, this is a tough one because on one hand, you got a chaff clear problem. On the other hand, you got a level 3 fortress problem. You want to put down melting point. But at the same time, if you put down melting point, you have no chaff clear. So I guess the answer is Scorpion with Acid. But then if you put a Scorpion with Acid and they have Photon, it's a very difficult round for Dorgon. Like he can cover 2 out of the 3 problems, but he cannot cover all 3 problems. He's just gonna have to choose which ones he wants to cover.
Yeah, and the reality, right, is once you have more than one problem to deal with in Mechabellum, the game can very quickly snowball out of your way or into your opponent's favor.
Yeah. All right, let's see how well the Scorpions do. I mean, he usually still only have those 2 crawlers as chav.
The big thing here is that
Yeah.
photon emission's delaying the acid damage quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
We're just pushing right on through.
Yeah. And all these crawlers are going to make more crawlers, and there's 0 chaff clear on this side.
We've got some fire, and that's honestly it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, 3 fortresses slowly going to walk in and kill his whole army.
And that's game.
All right, well played by Lord Klein.
Congrats to Lord Klein. So he's now the new champion for this tournament. Now we just got to figure out who the runner-ups are. Well, I hope we enjoyed this game, and I hope to see you on the next one.